First morning, waking up next to Corey at a tent. Yeah! Really roughing it at 19,000 feet, frothing my bulletproof coffee in bed. Take a look outside our window. A little snow last night, mountains looking sweet. Down the valley. The biggest news while we're drinking our bulletproof, 5 of our 7 Sherpa are headed to the North Col at 23,000 feet today. The fixed ropes are in. It's pretty wild. No matter how much we acclimatize, how hard we work, they always seem to be just that little bit ahead of us.
They're way better. They're way better.
About to go for a walk. Corey heading a different direction into the Penitentes, do some photography. That's how it works. Follow your body. Climbing in the Penitentes. Big ice cliffs from the glacier. Some of them a few stories high as the glacier melts down the valley. Pretty fun to be out climbing with Dorje today. We've been climbing together since 2007. I think done every one of my 6 summits of Everest have been with this guy. So while I have 6 summits all with Dorje, how many do you have, Dorje?
16 now.
16 summits of Mount Everest. Above 20,000 feet. Yak pace is perfect pace. Guys just cruise along. At 21,000 feet now, life is not easy here. One yak that didn't make it, and the pup, the high altitude pup, getting his lunch.
I'm out for a little walk today. Nothing heavy. Adrian went up to ABC. I'm just kind of resting, strolling around. Wanted to give you guys a more thorough tour of what Penitentes actually look like when you're deep inside. It's not the safest place in the world to be, as is evidenced by these blocks. These things do collapse, but it's one of the most beautiful places ever.
After a 3-hour walk, we're at 21,000 feet, walking into ABC. So excited. This place was home for more than a month last season. Got a feeling we're going to be here for a month again this season. Nice, Dorje. Roll into camp at 21,000 feet. Get some ramen with some sheep meat that the yak drivers brought up. Dried sheep meat. Tula made it. ABC. It's not really fair for Tula. They're all Sherpa. Tula, not Sherpa. Pasang Rinji is one of our strongest Sherpa, climbing Sherpa. But for today, he's head chef. And you can find him in the summer in Jackson Hole making momos.
Today's been sort of a rough one for me, not for any particular reason other than that I get in my head about my fitness and I worry. This happened last year as well. Adrian's just super strong, and I have a hard time not comparing. But I've learned that to compare is really just a waste of time and energy. So it's something I struggle with, but I'm working on it.
Wow, Dorje and I about to arrive back in interim camp after a 10-mile or so day above 20,000 feet. Pretty fun. We just climbed a peak taller than Denali, the highest peak in the United States. And we did it as a acclimatization walk, and we did it in our sneakers. Thanks, Sportiva.
Not looking great. Not feeling great either. Pretty strong headache right now. See what happens.
Hey, Adrian. Night, buddy.
Hey, are we gonna snuggle?
Oh, of course.
It's kind of cold.
Manspoon.
Oh boy.
We don't really snuggle. We're just really close in the tent.
Liar.
We don't really snuggle. He's lying.
Bright and early, on the move. We got woken up by a large Tibetan yak herder at sunrise who wants our tent backed. Stoked to be going back to ABC at 21,000 feet to stay this time, but also really stoked about my tag yesterday with Dorje. Check out the full move on Strava.
Dressed like a Skittle ninja, starting my way up to ABC. Today's another day I'm moving slow. Steve wasn't super happy with my stress scores leading up to here, so gotta take it back a notch. That's really the name of the game. Get out of my head and into my feet. How you feeling, AB?
So good.
So good. AB crushing.
Fun cruising with Corey under the Penitentes today. Headed to ABC.
Feels good to be back together.
AB winding his way through the ice. Got to tag along. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? I know I probably shouldn't do this, but these guys survive off our scraps. They're here for the Tibetan yak herders. So feeding them really encourages them to hang out. But it's also hard to ignore a dog like that at 20,000 feet.
I want you to come home with me.
Talking a little philosophy here. Give it to me again, Corey.
I'm just saying humans do things the same way for a really long time, even if they're not the smartest way to do it.
Kind of like walking up mountains for a living.
Maybe.
This is the smart guy right here. Smart guy. Just like it's meant to be. Perfect, easy walk into a beautiful ABC on a perfect day.
Did you know?
If your camp at 21,000 feet on Everest doesn't have a blow-up couch, you're totally missing out.
Feels good to be settling in at base camp. Definitely
Really
have a little
nice.
bit of a swollen face.
What do you think, Doja?
Adrian's looking good.
It's good?
So the workout today was pretty good. A little bit harder for me than last year, but not much. Adrian absolutely crushed it. He's like so fit this year, it's dumb. So now we're just chilling, doing the 21,000 foot hang, trying to get used to the altitude. AB, you're my hero.
You're my hero too,
You're my
Corey.
hero.
Aww. Sausage party!
Seth Rogen, if you're watching this, we're watching you.
Way more important than weight.